तो चले जा तू इंडिया, तेरे को ही बोल रही थी। अच्छा है, तू चले जा। सही कह रही
जा रहा साल हो जाए, मैं वर्क परमिट, तो मेरे को तो जॉब मिल रही नहीं।
बस ठीक है, कह चले जा इंडिया, चल जा, तू भी चल जा, साथ ही चल जाओ दोनों। मैं तो कहता हूँ बात ही खत्म, दो दो इंडियन चले जाएंगे, अच्छा हो जाएगा काम।
अच्छा भाई,
क्या है तू, बीमारी क्या, तेरे को खांसता ही रहता हर दूसरे दिन।
मंडे को मेरे साथ चल पड़ी हो भाई।
अबे मैं क्या करूंगा जाके, वैसे मेरी वो बात तो होती है।
से 3 तक भाई स्पॉट कर दियो भाई मेरा बाहर बैठ।
अच्छा फिर अब फिर क्या कर रहे हैं, बता क्या करें फिर।
कुछ नहीं भाई, मेरे को कॉन्फिडेंस दे दियो भाई।
कॉन्फिडेंस कुछ नहीं भाई, तू जा, तू जा तो सही। तू देख लियो क्या होता है अंदर तेरे साथ, तेरा रेप होगा वहां बैठा के, तेरा रेप करेंगे, तू देख लियो।
पर फिर घर की ना पड़ी।
बढ़िया है,
इतनी के ऐसे भेज रहे हो घर की दे पत्ता।
बस बढ़िया है, ऐसे ऐसे यही एटीट्यूड रखना है बस। ठीक है,
यही रखना है भाई।
बस ठीक है, सही है, बढ़िया है, ऐसे ही चलता रहे, सही चलता रहेगा मेरा।
हाँ भाई,
हाँ,
तू बताओ भाई क्या सीन फिर।
क्या सीन का क्या है मतलब।
कुछ नहीं, क्या चल रहा है।
कुछ भी नहीं, तो मैं गेम खेलने लगा हूँ, तो बाद में करूँगा। अबे कनेक्ट तो हो गया यार, हटाऊँ कैसे मैं। जो कितना कॉर्नी है चैट जीपीटी, चूतिया सा।
Match found. Deathmatch. Warm up. Fight!
This is gonna be fun.
Dominating. Ten kills remaining.
Nailed them.
5 kills remaining.
Healer down. 3. 4. One down.
Dominating.
Yeah.
फक यार.
One kill remaining. Match found.
What they thought
And
was
they-
plaque in the circumflex valve.
In the artery, yeah.
It's not looking good. He needs to come off steroids. Somebody comes into the hospital with shortness of breath. Oh, I'm experiencing pain down my left arm. Shortness of breath. Okay, let's start by doing a rectal exam. Bend over. Damn! Is that really what you want to do when the bro is complaining of what symptoms of a heart attack? And so why are we doing every other test other than actually treating what he has? Coach Greg, in today's video, The Rock has coronary artery disease. Now, The Rock has come out in a video and he goes over this. He explains this, but he refuses to accept it. How many years have I been saying The Rock needs to come off steroids? And is it possible The Rock's 100% natural? And I have made a shirt to say the exact odds of this. Unfortunately, he seems to be following in his footsteps. And so he made a video with Dr. Mark Hyman. And so is he in fact still a virgin? Made a video with Dr. Mark Hyman. And so is he in fact still a virgin? Has he ever in fact had sexual relations?
What they thought was
they-
plaque in the circumflex valve. What they thought
And
was
they-
plaque in the circumflex valve.
Virgin? Has he who suffer from coronary artery literally stood there and talked to The Rock to his face and he didn't address the elephant in the room? If you suffer from coronary artery disease and you have the narrowing of an artery and you could suffer from a heart attack, a stroke, should you be abusing performance enhancing drugs? Should you not even address this? Should we not even talk about this? Now, consider this. His dad, he talks about it. It's the start of the video. Oh, he had aches and pains. He refused to treat it. He refused to do anything. What happened? He ended up with
over
cancer,
so many corpses.
and he died
A few more
in his
does not
40s.
matter.
And so, what do you think is going to happen to The Rock? Now, remember, this is not something I want to be right about. I don't want to be right when The Rock doesn't make it to the age of 60. I don't want to be right about anything. I want The Rock to live longer than last time. But if you abuse performance-enhancing drugs to the extent of this, especially after you have coronary artery disease, it's not going to end well.
Oh, please get him. 66. That's true. Out. Cubby. Cubby.
Spike
Top side.
planted.
Next side.
Last player standing.
Wow.
Kill their leader and the rest will flee like rats.
There was what looked to be some stuff inside the
Like a buildup of
like
what
a
they thought was
buildup,
plaque.
what they thought
And
was
they-
plaque in the circumflex valve.
in the artery, yeah.
Bro is a living heart attack. He's a survivor. He's lucky to be alive, and he does the dye test.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
We do what we do. Get back to chilling.
Warning, emergency data wipe in progress. Please power down all devices and manually remove connected hardware. Come on, little homie.
Coming base.
Right there. Someone's there.
Spike planted.
Shadows traveling.
One enemy remaining.
Here.
क्या है कि इसमें
It shows a narrowing of his left
spike is
circumflex.
diffused.
The doctor knows this. He's seen it. And so he's doing bullshit tests like a stool test for gut microbiome. You have a dye test showing the narrowing of the arteries, and you're ordering a stool test. Oh, let's do an MRI. Let's scan the entire body. We already know what he's got. It's not looking good. He needs to come off steroids. Why don't we do exactly what needs to be done? Somebody comes into the hospital with shortness of breath. Oh, I'm experiencing pain down my left arm. Shortness of breath. Okay, let's start by doing a rectal exam. Bend over.
Right there. Here. Goodbye.
Spike down B.
Is market door open? Oh my god.
Last player standing.
Is that really what you want to
Spike
do when
planted.
the bro is complaining of what symptoms of a heart attack? And so why are we doing every other test other than actually treating what he has?
I got this gut issue. And he's
Okay,
like, what's
we
going
know the
on?
drill.
I said, I've seen
Stick to your
doctors,
roles
and I
and
can't
we'll crush
quite
it.
nail it. I can't quite fix it. It's in my digestion.
I've seen the doctors. I can't quite fix it. Let's go from one doctor to the next and see. It's got to be my digestion. It's something I ate. It's my gut microbiome. You've got the dye test. You already know what it is. Is it possible he also has irritable bowel? That he has diarrhea and so on? Sure.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Yeah, you're dog shit, Jess. Unlucky.
Watch crush them.
But that's not going to end him. Why don't we focus on the main problem first? This makes no sense. The Rock needs to take this seriously, but like anyone else,
planted.
most people, he's living in
going
denial. I don't want to face up to
territory,
this.
my
Let's do
room.
everything possible
have
to
them
mitigate
now.
these circumstances, but not say, hey, you know what? I can't do what I've been doing. I can't always look like The Rock. We've seen other WWE superstars go about this. Remember Batista? He looked significantly smaller. And why do you think that is? He's no longer abusing performance-enhancing drugs. What about Triple H? He literally suffered from the Widowmaker.
I feel great, and that's the odd thing, but
Yeah.
I just can't crack it.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Dr. Mark Hyman.
And so he came to him with gut issues. He's gone to several doctors. He just can't figure it out. Something to do with his digestion.
And you had said very succinctly, you had said, I'm not going to treat your symptoms. I'm going to go deeper than that. And I'm going to treat the root cause of what's going on.
And so he said, look, I'm going to treat the
Spike
root
down,
cause
B.
of what's going on. Functional medicine. Is he a quack? Is he legit? Well, let's see what he did.
What we found was, rather than just sort of like giving you symptomatic treatment, we dug into the why. And we found out that you had taken an antibiotic for something you had.
Two.
I had the same exact thing. I was on several courses of antibiotics. I had pneumonia, bronchitis, and so on. Perhaps you all remember this. And it, in fact, affected my gut. I ended up with candida. I was shitting harder than last time, or actually softer, much softer, and a lot of it. And so I also had gut issues. Yay! He solved his gut issues. This is fantastic. But what about the heart? Now, if you had to pick between heart issues and gut issues, hey, let me shit myself every single day.
I was never a medication guy. Like I wasn't taking any kind of medications or anything like that. And even now, as it relates to my heart,
And so he isn't on any medications whatsoever. He's 100% natural. I'm sure he's not on testosterone or anything like that. And so he's not on any meds. But let's examine the heart.
okay, where's the colonoscopy line? Let's do that. And
All right.
hey, here's the cardiovascular workup. And let's look at the heart and let's look at all the valves and things like that.
He speaks about they looked at the valves and so on. What he's talking about is he's saying they looked at his coronary arteries.
Everything looked great. And then
One
there
enemy
was
remaining.
what looked to be some
Last
stuff inside
player
Like a
the
buildup
standing.
of
like a
what they thought was
buildup,
plaque.
what they thought
And
was
they-
plaque in the circumflex valve.
Everything was great, and then suddenly it wasn't. A buildup of some plaque. And so there was a narrowing of the left circumflex
Remove it.
vessel
Got it?
of the heart. And so there's some plaque. He doesn't specify exactly how much. I wish I would know. If there was perhaps 90% or more, it would literally be a heart attack. And in that case, they would need to stent him. And I'm certain they would have spoken about this in this video. And so we don't know, but we have to assume it's less than 90%, but perhaps it's getting close. Close to a heart attack.
I always hear the main two.
Yeah.
That's what you hear.
Yeah.
But for those listening, like me, I was unaware that we also have a really important one that goes around the back, the circumflex.
And so he was assuming there's only
Spike down B.
Enemy spotted.
One enemy remaining.
I am sorry. We
Reloading.
could work out our differences. Reloading.
We showed them their place. Now keep them there.
arteries left and right, but there's certainly front and back, lateral, and so on. And so one of them was starting to get blocked.
Well, let's get you on this medication. It's a multi-month medication, and here we go. And I was so hesitant because I wasn't taking the medication. So then I
Spike
called
down
you.
B. One enemy remaining.
She's going again.
Flawless.
This is what we do.
Blocking sight.
The city needs me. I can't be away for long. Let's see.
So they said, you know what? Based on what we're seeing, you should be taking this medication. It's important. It's an emergency. You need to start it. He's thinking, well, I'm not on any medications. I take nothing. And so I'm hesitant to take these medications because after all, I'm the Rock. I don't take anything except perhaps Zoa Energy.
I said, Doc, listen, here's what I got. I'm not indicting anybody. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but what do you think?
And so rather than taking the medication that the doctor suggested he takes, he thinks, I'm going to call somebody else. You know, if I call somebody else, maybe they'll say, I don't need to take it. I don't want to take it. And so...
Prepare for hellfire!
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
These gun things are okay, but I will also bring my own.
They are so dead.
My ult's not ready. On my way.
Spike planted.
Blinded.
Cutting their vision. Still in sight. Enemy spotted A.
One enemy remaining.
Defuse the spike.
I survived obliteration. I will survive them.
This is our home. Keep them out.
Here. Teleport's gone.
Spike planted.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Someone's there. Yeah, it's like that. Enemy A.
Last player standing.
Dizzy's up top.
One enemy remaining.
Hey, tell me I love her. Crash is ready. Your first mistake was assuming I couldn't.
Last round before the switch.
Spend everything. Don't be cheap.
down B.
Blocking sight.
Got him. Run, little man. Just shot my wingman.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Spike's B.
Okay, quick break. Teleport's ready.
Switching sides.
The symphony of death.
Let me hop from one doctor to the next until I find a doctor that says, no, it's all right. You don't need to take it.
Let's get a scan done. Here's the report from our head cardiologist, who's a very good friend of yours. And he said, looks great. It is just an anatomical thing.
And so let's just unpackage this load of nonsense. It's an anatomical thing on this AI scan. The first scan says, hey, you need to take this medication and it's important. You need to do it right away. The second one says, it's an anatomical thing. And so what exactly is an AI scan? Is it artificial intelligence? It's a magic, it's a robot? Is ChatGPT analyzed the scan and says, no, you don't need to worry. You don't need to take any medication. And you're gonna go with that? Is this AI better than a human cardiologist? The dye test, it's conclusive. You don't need another test. When you have the mic drop, the dye test, all the other tests pale in comparison. What is it, an MRI scan? You think that's better than the dye test? It's not! And if this was an anatomical thing, something misformed at birth, anatomical, it's always been there. It would have made it...
Last player standing.
Win. Show me where to go.
Embarrassing.
Reloading.
Bye.
Very difficult for him throughout his childhood to play sports, to be active, to be fit. But we're talking about The Rock, an elite level athlete. And so how could it have been an anatomical thing that's been there congenitally since birth? But at the same time, he's a 6-foot+ mountain of muscle,
One enemy
jacked
remaining.
football superstar athlete. How are those two things possible?
It's not built up at all. His valves look great. Come back in 3 years.
It was such a relief. I don't need to take the medications. Finally, I found a doctor that said that the dye test, that the mic drop test that knows for sure what's going on. They found another test, AI, and you're good, go away. And you know what? We looked at your cholesterol and well...
And what was amazing was, your cholesterol was actually pretty good. I mean, you had low HDL genetically, which is the good cholesterol.
That's, it's got to be that it's been that way since birth. It's probably in your family genetics, your history. Or could it be that he's on testosterone? HDL, as you know, gets lowered when you're using performance-enhancing drugs, namely steroids. Testosterone. How many of you think The Rock is natural? Do I have to keep reminding you? There's a 1 in a million chance he's natural. And so if you're his doctor and you see lower HDL, are you going to say, yeah, it's probably always been that way since birth? Or are you going to say, Rock, look me in the eyes. It's me and you. I'm your doctor. You can't. I'm not going to rat you out. It's client confidentiality.
Spike down A.
Are you on steroids, Rock? Are you on testosterone, tren, any of this stuff? Rock could then say, yes, doctor, don't tell Coach Greg. I am on testosterone. Okay.
One enemy remaining.
I am not cleaning this up. Let's reset. Deep breaths and all that.
The HDL is low because you're on testosterone. Even if it's just on HRT, even lower doses, HDL can be lower. But instead, he goes on this podcast and I believe lies deliberately. I don't believe that a doctor with 1.43 million followers with this level of experience, looking at the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson sitting in front of him, 250 plus pounds of muscle, and thinks he's 100% natural, that he's never taken any medications in his life, and that he's not actually on steroids when that's a clear side effect of taking performance-enhancing drugs. And so it's impossible to have at least 1 in a million low HDL and normal cholesterol unless you're on a statin. And so, are they lying? Is The Rock actually on a statin? Normal cholesterol, low HDL. And if you believe that The Rock has never lied in the past, remember The Rock in that interview when he says, I've never had any candies before? Or, oh, better yet, remember when The Rock lied and said, this is the first time I've ever been in this fast food restaurant. I'm gonna try these burgers out for the very first time. And there's video footage of him doing the exact same video more than once on the same restaurant years ago. The Rock has been caught lying.
You know, when we did it.
Our spike carrier is killed.
Spike down A.
The deeper panel, you didn't really have any of the risk factors. Your inflammation level was super low.
And so he says, you know, you don't have any risk factors. Your inflammation's low, ApoA1C. What about the risk factor of steroids? Are we just going to avoid that, skip that out, avoid the elephant in the room? Or has perhaps The Rock even lied to this doctor? Doctor, look at me. I'm 100% natural. Now, I know you probably heard of the Liver King, and he said he was natural, and he ended up not being natural, but I'm not the Liver King. I'm Mike O'Hearn. Me and Mike O'Hearn, the two of us are natural. And then The Rock, like Paul Saladino, he just believes it. This doctor being the doc of The Rock, how much money do you think he's gonna make? Every freaking guy that has money is gonna be like, I want The Rock's doc. They're on stairs, I'm gonna go see this doc, and hey, I've got problems with my heart, I got all this going on. I'll go see that doctor and say, hey, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. We'll treat the gut problems. And you're fine. You live forever. Just know, please think, consider the possible bias of this doctor.
All the bad cholesterol particles tend to be the result of eating too much starch and sugar, not necessarily fat.
Or is it lack of exercise? He's saying blame everything on sugar. Sugar is not inherently bad if you exercise off those calories. And so
Spike down.
well, I'm going to do a bike race after this. Perhaps I'll burn 1,200 calories. If I consume a few hundred grams of sugar, do you really think that's going to ruin my metabolism? I'm not going to be healthy? Or is it people are eating hella licorice, gummy bears, and sitting around doing nothing and becoming obese? And if we're going to talk about what causes higher levels of cholesterol, it's more likely saturated fat than actually consuming sugar. But really, it's being obese and not exercising.
What was that biomarker that connects to dementia? What is that? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's ApoE. testing.
And so, yeah, you can get a test to see, are you at a greater risk of developing dementia? And if you are, well, you should eat healthier, you should exercise, you should avoid alcohol. These are things that everyone should be doing anyway. If you do these things, less likely to get cancer, less likely to be obese, less likely for everything. Being healthy, guess what? Last I checked, and yeah, it's still, let me see what time it is, it's still healthy. Being healthy is always healthy. It's better to do the good things than the bad things. 150 minutes of cardio a week, lifting weights, managing stress, going to sleep, avoiding drugs and alcohol. These are good things to do.
What's this? Spike carrier is killed.
Spike down A.
I have the spike. Reloading.
Give me those back.
Enemy A. They will cover.
See nothing.
Laying on my trap.
One enemy remaining.
Blocking sight.
Match point.
I know how this will end.
No prisoners. Man's planting.
Spike sticky. Thanks, little man.
Off your feet!
Begins. Up we go.
Someone there.
Last player standing.
Daily. You don't need a test to say, oh, you have this symptom and you might get this and that. All of you drinking alcohol, all of you abusing steroids, all are at risk. All of you should be optimally healthy right now. So how does knowing that I'm more likely to get a problem help me when I'm already doing every single thing possible to avoid that in the first place? And so if anything, I'm every single thing possible to avoid that in the first place. And so if any
Be faster.
My territory. My truth.
Headshot.
Someone there. Here. Do better.
One enemy remaining.
3.
Wingman's gonna plant spike.
My ultimate is ready.
Attackers win.
Out of my way.
Blocking sight.
anything, I'm now stressed out. Dang it. I got shitty ass genetics. I'm going to die of a heart attack. So I get more stress, more cortisol. Guess what? I get the heart attack even quicker. And there is, in fact, research where it's like the placebo effect or the positive mindset effect. If you have cancer, for example, and you believe in yourself and you think positive versus, oh, I'm doomed, those people live longer and better And so always try to keep a positive mindset. And if you're getting all these tests ordered to find out, oh, I'm more likely to have Alzheimer's, I'm more likely to get this and get that, when you're already doing everything possible to be healthy, it's not beneficial. So why would I want to know that? It's not beneficial. Do you know who it benefits though? The clinic, who then charges you for the blood work, charges you for the medications, charges you for everything. And so they're incentivized to test you harder than last time for everything. Imagine how much money The Rock's got. Hey, Rock, well, you know what? Instead of taking that medicine, that would be $1,000, pay that medicine. Why don't we do 15,000 tests and do every single other thing possible? It'll be $100,000, which makes them more money.
So we now actually have even blood tests that are blood biomarkers, some of the proteins that get released when you have Alzheimer's in your blood. And we can look at that. And if you don't have that, you're clean.
You really think that just because that test says you're not going to get Alzheimer's, you can't get it? What if you have a stroke? That would be like saying, hey, I went to the doctor, they checked out my heart, I did the scan, everything, and I can never die. I'm on Brian Johnson's blueprint plan. I'm going to live forever. I don't have to worry. And you walk out across the street with your eyes closed, you get hit by a truck. It doesn't work like that.
And so we found out you actually had what we call the jackpot gene.
And so cool, he paid a bunch of money, did a bunch of tests, and now he thinks he's invincible. Hell, I got the jackpot gene. I'm going to double the dose of my tren. This is bordering on eugenics. This is something the Nazis invented. What are we now going to exclude certain parts of the population that don't have these supreme genetics? It's ridiculous. And so this is what's bad from eugenics. Imagine this. All the insurance companies now demand all of these tests. Okay, you got to get these tests. And you find out, oh, you can't get health care because, well, it says here you're going to get dementia. And so we won't insure you. Oh, you are most likely to have a heart attack. You're done.
You had like the ApoE2, which is a gene that means you kind of live a long time. You know, the people who like smoke and drink and live forever.
Yeah.
You're kind of one of those.
Frigging sucking off The Rock harder than last time. Bro, did you really need to add the twist? The twist and pull. I mean, how much slobbering are you doing right now? This is a simp.
You have a 2-3.
No amount of tequila.
Well, I don't know about that. There is an amount of tequila that can override your genes. That's for sure.
I mean, doesn't it sound like The Rock has been going from doctor to doctor to find the one doctor that tells him what he wants to hear, not what he needs to hear? Remember, I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You want to hear you're good. You can drink as much of that tequila as you want. You do all the steroids in secret. Don't tell anyone, and no problem. If he dies in 5 years, he dies in 5 years. Does it matter? He's made his money. The Rock's happy. But if he tells him the truth, levels with him, Rock, got to stop the steroids. It's not good. You can't be drinking alcohol, tequila. What are you talking about? It's class 1 carcinogen. I know you sell it, make a lot of money from it, but it's killing people. Probably shouldn't do it.
Why do you think dudes in general are like that?
We see this as pretty classic in medicine. You know, women always are more proactive about their health.
And so, of course, we know this. Women are more proactive about their health. Men, no, I'm tough. I wouldn't go to the doctor. I'm not going no matter what. The Rock's dad, literally, he explained this. And so what do you think the chances are? The Rock, he just doesn't want to know. Hey, you fixed my tummy, but do I really want to know what's going on with my heart? I don't want to get tested because ignorance is bliss. Have you ever heard of that statement? What you don't know, it can't hurt you. And so if he did do the test, found out the things, then maybe he'd have to stop. Trust me, I've coached a number of bodybuilders abusing performance-enhancing drugs, test, trend, and so on. And I'm telling them, I need to see your blood work. No, I don't want to see it. Finally see it. You need to stop. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I don't know what to tell you. I've never seen blood work this bad. Well, I'm not stopping. I'll just cut out the trend. What do you mean you're not going to stop? They can't stop. These are guys that have been on trend 700 milligrams for a year straight. They don't care. Heart attack, they still don't care. Oh, they'll go off cycle for a while and they hop back on. Unbelievable.
He kind of toughed through it and he had all these aches and pains, refused to go see the doctor. He was 45 when he died.
What was the pain? Was it something?
Cancer.
Grandfather died, 45, cancer, refused to go and see a doctor. Case closed.
And we use very sophisticated AI to make the interpretation much more accurate, much higher resolution.
How much is the
$4.99?
And so here's the thing. This is a nonstop ad for the clinic to buy the scans and so on. $499. Yet I just looked, it's $3,999. total body scan, the one that you want. That's a lot of money. And how much money do you think he's making? Millions of dollars by pretending that if you get these tests, well, you're going to be healthy. Yay! Only you're not. And so here's the scam. You do the total body scan, and they're going to find something that's slightly off, and they're going to demand more tests. You spend more money, and you do this, and you do that, and then in the end, doesn't even matter. In the end, oh, guess what? You have this gene, you might get Alzheimer's in 20 years, and so you have to do more cardio, eat healthier, and be healthy. I'm telling you for free right now, do the things that they're going to tell you to do in case you have the problems. Less alcohol, less drugs, sleep. Cardio, lift some weights. It's simple. Be healthy. Stop being fat. Processed foods, less of those. Less shit. This is the solution, and it's for free. You shouldn't all be getting full body MRIs. Now, if you got cancer, they got to see if it's metastasis. Like, yeah, I get it. But everyone shouldn't just be like, oh, I'm getting a body scan. No.
Right? You're the Rock, which is invincible.
Yeah, sexiest man alive. I got a lot of
sexiest man alive.
And so The Rock, you know, The Rock is invincible until he's not. And I'm telling you, his Achilles heel is the fact that he's abusing performance-enhancing drugs. He has stenosis of one of his main coronary vessels, and they downplay the shit out of it and act like it's nothing. No big deal. The Rock, he doesn't take any medications, only based on what he said, it clearly shows likely taking a statin, the lower LDL. The fact his cholesterol is normal. The fact that The Rock has this much muscle, does anyone think that he's actually natural? But they avoid the elephant in the room. They don't discuss performance-enhancing drugs. Do you not think this would be a much better video if The Rock, who's concerned with everyone's health, hey, get the test done. Get all the testing. Why doesn't The Rock say, do you know what? I probably shouldn't have used steroids. I am 53, and now that I look back on it, they were dangerous. And so expect The Rock to now get winded on activities he used to be able to do. Perhaps during his training session, he's the toughest man in the room. He's up at 4:30, but he can no longer lift what he once lifted. He can't put out the same level of cardio. Shortness of breath, he's getting tired. Oh, it's just because I'm old. Or is it because his blood vessel is no longer patent? It's being blocked. Less blood flow is circulating through it. And so he's now at a disadvantage.
People think of you as sort of invincible, and even your name, like The Rock, is sort of emblematic of that.
The pressure of that, Doc. We
pressure,
gotta talk about that. Jesus Christ.
And so he says, you know, The Rock is invincible. The Rock answers, you know, the pressure of that. The pressure to use steroids, to have that invincible look. He's The Rock. He needs to look like one. Rock hard muscle. The Rock is a superstar actor with hundreds of millions of followers, one of the most famous men in the world. Imagine the difference it had made if he had said, you know what, I'm not natural. I want to admit to everyone. But he did not.
But you've been really vulnerable here. You've shared your medical story. You've shared what's going on. You've shared some of the fears you've had, some of the stuff in your family.
I feel like this is not being vulnerable whatsoever. Hey, they did a test on me, and I said, this is bullshit. I'm The Rock. I'm invincible. I found another doc to do some AI tests, say, I'm also still invincible. And how is it vulnerable to say, I have the superior gene. You can drink and smoke and live forever? That's not vulnerable. Vulnerable is saying, I abuse steroids, and it's dramatically likely shortening my life. I did this test, and it's too late. It sucks. I have this, I have that. Not, I don't have this, I don't have that. That is not vulnerable. How is he being vulnerable? Oh, I'm The Rock and I did a bunch of tests. Turns out I'm freaking fantastic.
Well, I just want to thank you for being so courageous, for leaning into your own health, for actually using your voice to raise awareness about this.
Notice that they did not do an exercise stress test. Instead, did this AI form of examination. And so what makes more sense, the low-hanging fruit, the exercise stress test, or let's use some AI testing and make an ad so that thousands of people also want to do this? It's The Rock with the doc. People are going to flock to this in groves, paying thousands of dollars and avoiding what we already know to be true. And so, Rock, please be careful. And so rather than using performance-enhancing drugs, Turk Builder Max. It's natural, it's legit, and if you don't trust me, don't believe me, you think it's snake oil, money back guarantee and a $20 gift card. If you have lower levels of testosterone, we got G-Test Max, G-Test Platinum. We have GLP Max to help control your weight. Looking for pre-workout, you can get Blue Lobstered, of course. You remember the Blue Lobster? I've got him a Charmuta, the Blue Lobster crab. They have lots of fun times in the recording studio. Perhaps one day they'll make a baby. Guys, I strongly suggest you get the Blue Lobster. You can get Solidricide. It's an amazing new ingredient inside, and wow, what a difference it makes. Get it faster than last time, harder than last time. Delta Sleep, pre-workouts, protein. We got it all. Get to the website. If you're interested in coaching by me and my team, not this doctor, you know, The Rock with the doc, with Coach Greg. Apply by clicking the link in the description, and you can get your blood work read, make the changes that you need. You have FaceTime with Coach Greg, unlimited text messaging. You have weekly check-ins. You're going to get the diet, the training, everything that you need. If you're interested, and remember, the prices are dramatically reduced, click the link in the description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to
Are you doing any influencers now?
No, about.
Really?
His results are crazy.
And so when I hear his results were crazy, I become suspicious. Do you actually think I'm going to say that he's natural? Coach Greg, in today's video, we're going to see a 120-day transformation. And the question is he in fact natural? And so remember this, he has the same coach as David Dobrik. Remember David Dobrik? Made a natty or not, said this guy, he's not natural. And so will he in fact have the same response? I'm gonna go over the video and watch, tell you exactly what I think. Did he in fact do it natural? Bro casually dropped the toughest transformation video on the internet. I mean, he's got all the money and best resources to do it. Only 120 days is crazy. The transformation is amazing, bro. And so you have to wait and stay till the end. Wait to see bro's physique in the after.
This is me, every day, eating like a careless child because it is fast and easy. I'm realizing how unhealthy this has become. I've been prioritizing everything in my life except my health.
What is the point of having anything if you don't have your health? Because trust me, if you don't have your health, you would trade everything you've earned to get it back. And so please prioritize your health. Everything else will come second.
What's up, guys? I'm here at Zila Fitness with the founder.
Yes, sir. This is Ilya Fedorovich.
So he took me to his lab. I did a DEXA scan.
On the DEXA scan, and remember, this guy isn't Eddie Hall. He actually fits inside of the machine.
No.
And so, of course, it's better than nothing. It's perhaps not as good as my laser eyes, but it comes out at 19.8%, about 20% body fat. I do believe that this is pretty close. I mean, I'm examining this guy's physique. He doesn't appear to be all that bad. He doesn't appear to have a very large waist. He doesn't appear to be obese. And so 20%, let's go with that.
You have 41 pounds of fat. We definitely got to work on that. And then the red is muscle.
So it's all underneath me. Can you see abs at 90%? Or I got to get to like 14, 15?
Yeah, you got to get to like 14.
And so the goal to have perhaps some abs, which should show at perhaps around 15% for this guy, but the dream body probably going to be around 10 to 12%. At that point, you can take your shirt off on the beach, have the ripped abs, have that aesthetic physique.
You get into like a really solid habit, I think 75-day hard is what you need.
And so no, a 75-day hard is not what you need. You need to have something that you can do for the rest of your life.
Well, what if I did 90? What if I did 120?
Happy to see it's a 120-day transformation. It's not just 75 days hard because, yes, he could, of course, drop the weight that he needs in 75 days. But if he does so that quickly, probably going to lose a lot of muscle, lower his metabolism, and following the diet, he's likely going to gain all the weight back. Typically, I like to tell people they can drop between 0.5 and 1% body fat each and every week. For him, weighing around 200 pounds, that's about 1 to 2 pounds a week. And so to go from 20 to 15% body fat, it should take him 5 to 10 weeks. That's only 35 to 70 days. But remember, the slower you do it, the more likely you're going to keep the weight off. And his goal, he doesn't just want to be, 15%. He wants to be amazing, somewhere between 10 and 12% body fat.
So he's got me on a 75-day hard challenge for the rest of the year.
Anyone can look chubbier than they actually are if they stick their stomach out, have a full belly, perhaps he's bloated. But as you can see in the fitness test, when he's standing there with that black shirt, does bro look obese? He looks amazing. Healthier than perhaps 90% of the population.
I got 50 push-ups.
Yeah. One more. Up.
I can only do 7.
And so 7 pull-ups and 50 push-ups on day 1. In comparison, remember that teacher from Brownie's video? He couldn't do a single pull-up. He barely could do any push-ups. But at the end, remember what I stated? Bro wasn't natural. He put on, 14 pounds of muscle in 90 days? And so let's see, how does this compare? Is he going to put on 14 pounds of muscle? If he does, do you actually think I'm going to say that he's natural?
You were only able to complete 1 sprint.
I think about 2 weeks and I'll be good with all this.
Why can't we just ease into it? I don't understand why every single challenge people have such lofty goals. You ease into it. You progressive overload. You go harder than last time. The goal should not be, I can only do 1 sprint on day 1. I want to do a dozen by day 2. It's too much.
We hit chest and triceps for my first workout.
Nice.
And so my first workout, chest and triceps. What do I think of that? I think it's much better to do a full body workout when you first go into the gym. Train your entire body perhaps 2, maybe even 3 times a week with fewer sets, fewer volume, and that's all you need. Your muscles are not used to training. All you have to do is stimulate them for growth. And so why take on such lofty challenges? You don't have to do a 7-day-a-week full body split, a bro split, whatever. You just go to the gym and ease into it. That's all you need to do. That coupled with a healthy diet and doing some moderate, intense cardio, it's really all you need.
On day 3, I was feeling really tired and really sore.
Has anyone ever done a before and after transformation where they ease into it? Every single time they feel like they've gotten run over by a truck. They go in way too hard. They're perhaps doing 2-a-day training and they torture these guys. They bring in a military sergeant. They train them. It's basically the same video over and over and over again, just like that Weird Al song.
And over and over and over.
Guys, a transformation is not about taking on more than you can handle. It's about slowly adding in more and more so that you don't feel sore and tired.
That's why I'm eating 200 grams of protein a day and eating no more than 2,400 calories a day. I'm tracking everything I consume.
And so his plan for this diet, it's 200 grams of protein, about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, along with a diet of 2,400 calories. I do believe for a man of over 6 feet tall, weighing over 200 pounds, that this should easily put him in a calorie deficit. He's going to the gym, he's doing some cardio, 2,400 calories, it isn't all that much. And what's important? It's consistency.
First time so far that I don't want to work out, actually. I'm really tired right now. I'm really tired.
How is he going to stick to this training program for life? It shouldn't just be about the before and the after. It should be about the after. What? What's the point of losing all that weight and getting in shape if you're just going to gain all the weight back?
Doesn't matter how much I eat, I always have a sweet tooth for something unhealthy.
What is the solution? You should be eating things that are sweet. Does that not make sense? If you're always craving something that's sweet, why not add in something that's sweet? Be sweet from half of the, just make them lower. If you're interested, click.
But you gotta control yourself. That's the only thing. You can't control yourself. If this is
That's why I'm here, Ilias. Because I can't control myself.
Many people, they can't control themselves. And that's the problem. People only have so much willpower. You have to not only like the diet you're on, you have to love it. Not only that, you should love your training. If it feels like a chore, you're tired all the time, you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to do that cardio, how long do you think you're going to actually do it? In comparison, you love to train. You love your diet. It's easy. This is why myself and thousands of my clients have been able to lose the weight and keep it off for life. And remember, if you're interested in coaching, click the link in the description.
Things are very tempting outside of the gym, and it's very hard not to cave in, especially when you're with your friends. I gotta focus on the goal at hand.
And so you're always going to be tempted by foods that taste good. They're everywhere that you go. If you go to a store, you go for a walk, you're going to see a vending machine, restaurants, desserts, candies, and so on. What you need to have is an alternative solution. For example, a Kaiko bar. You plan for this. You know you're going to eventually want a snack. You need to have something available. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so always have a backup plan. Whether it's a Kaiko bar, some fruit, some Greek yogurt, something, you need to have food readily available, because once you get those hunger cravings and you can't resist it, you're going to go into the pantry and you're going to eat everything in sight. Always have a backup plan. Have some healthy foods in sight.
Yummy. I don't want an apple.
If you don't like a plain apple, cut it up in slices, pour on some cinnamon and some low sugar sweetener, and microwave it. It tastes amazing. Little changes can make a huge difference.
Yes. Come on. I love it. 59. One more.
But what about his body fat percentage? Has he in fact been losing any weight?
In the first 30 days of the 75-day challenge, you have gone from 19.8 to 16.8.
Wow. And so in 30 days, he's already gone from 19.8% to 16.8%. That's 3% drop in only a month, which translates into roughly about 6 or 7 pounds of body fat. Very, very good. Remember, 1 to 2 pounds a week. He's losing about 1.5 pounds of fat a week. And so he's right in the middle.
Starting weight was 208. Okay. Now you're at 199. So that's huge.
And so in comparison to the guy who dieted with Brown, remember that school teacher? That guy, he gained muscle, gained weight on a diet. This man, he lost 9 pounds, of which 8 was body fat, 1 was lean tissue. Do you guys think that this is natural? Does it not appear to be natural? Did we see him put on 8 or 10 pounds of muscle? We saw him lost 1. It feels like a very normal, standard amount of weight loss for a month. He's down 9 pounds, 8 of which is body fat, and so I think that so far this is natural. But are we going to see a big change at the end? And so looking at the before and after, it looks 100% normal, and I do believe that so far, this guy is natural.
I'm a little surprised.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Sergeant Abrams, you can please come here.
Good morning, Maggot. Good morning. I was just kidding.
And cue in the typical sergeant guy, gonna be hard on him, force him to do all kinds of stuff that you don't need to do. This is bullshit. You shouldn't do this. This annoys me. I hate it when they do this. Weight loss and suffering shouldn't be synonymous. Why do we always have to do this? Is it for the views, for the clicks? Does this in fact increase engagement? Don't do this, people. Imagine you're going on a 120-day transformation. Are you at one day going to do some bullshit activity that you hate, that you despise, that you can't stand?
But after like day 30, I feel like physically I've plateaued, and I'm like, do I have the genetics to get to where you think I'm going to be at the end of this?
And so day 30, he feels like he's plateaued. This is bullshit. Everyone thinks they plateau. Just because your weight doesn't go down every single day or every other day doesn't mean you've hit a plateau. You might be holding some water. It might be taking you time to lose weight. And so rather than comparing your weight every single day, weigh yourself and take the median weight each and every week. Weigh yourself 5 to 7 days in the morning, empty stomach each and every day, and circle the median weight, the middle number. Cross off the highs and the lows, circle the middle number. The next week, do the same thing. This gets rid of the outliers, days where you're bloated or days where you're dehydrated, just like Eddie Hall. And remember, if you have a proper TAS, unlike Eddie Hall, you in fact are going to look a lot leaner. And so depending on how the light's hitting you, a different hotel room and so on, you may or may not look leaner or better than you are.
just finished my workout on Christmas Day.
And notice, he just finished his workout on Christmas Day. It's all about consistency. I'm not saying you have to work out every single day, but the more consistent you are, the better. If you actually like it, you're going to want to do this. And so despite the fact that he travels to Las Vegas, of which I just finished going to for almost a week, you still find a way to train. You perhaps go in the morning, you go late at night, you find a way. If you like it, you're going to want to do it.
And I brought the family home and we opened up presents.
And so let's now give kids chocolate, let's fatten them up. Let's get them addicted to sugar, highly palatable foods, sugar and fat.
I got a little surprise, but you only get it if you give me a high five. I got you, the one and only Mr. Beast.
I'll only give you it if you give me a high five. And so you bribe them at a very young age. You train them to want junk food. You get them addicted when they're babies, and so that when they grow up, they have a very hard time saying no. That's what society does. I just wanted to point it out.
You are in for a treat today with legs.
Oh, great.
Man, you're gonna be sore as fuck tomorrow.
Why would you do something that you know you're gonna be so sore tomorrow? Why not say, you know what, let's start with half of it. Let's do either a lighter weight or fewer sets or fewer volume so that we aren't so sore. And then the next time we do it, we progressive overload, we go a little bit harder. That way you're not so sore that you can't even train. Now remember, one of the things you can do to improve your workouts, it's Turk Builder Max as well as GO2 Max, the T-plug stack. We're almost always sold out of Turk Builder Max, and so if you do in fact want it, get to the website and click on the link to get notified. If it isn't there, click the link. As soon as it's in stock, you'll be notified right away so that you can then purchase it before it sells out. And don't forget, code Greg for 15% off. Click the link in the description.
While everyone else was making resolutions, I was proving that mine had already started. I still went to the gym, focused, and determined to start the new year strong.
And so notice it's New Year's Eve, it's New Year's Day. Bro is still hitting the gym. Now, you don't have to go every day, as I've said before, but you should be trying to be as consistent as possible. There's nothing wrong with taking a day off, but you should be getting in the minimum, for example, 150 minutes of moderately intense cardio each and every week, as well as trying to train your entire body 2 to perhaps 3 times in any given week. Now, whether you split that up, you can do full body workouts 2 to 3 days a week, or perhaps half on one day, half on the other, and do that twice a week. As long as you get in your entire body twice a week, you're training efficiently and you're going to make gains.
Ah, bitch. Sorry.
Pickleball, great exercise, great.
successfully turned their lives around and lost massive amounts of weight. However, after patients claimed they were forced to eat, were put under emotional distress, so much worse, stars of the show felt they had no option but to sue my 600 Life production company and Dr. Now himself. In this video, we'll look at each of the stars who decided to sue and what went wrong for them, starting with the most serious of them all, James L.B. Bonner, whose story ended in tragic circumstances. James L.B. Bonner is someone that I've previously covered on my channel in my video covering every star who died in my 600 Life, and if you haven't seen it, you can probably guess how his story ends. He was only 30 years old and lived with some pretty rough circumstances.
No one understands how hard it is to be over 600 pounds and missing a leg. Those two factors combined make getting around almost impossible.
Despite being in constant pain, LB actually had a pretty positive outlook on life and was one of the patients that really made it easy to support him because he actually tried his best. Despite his efforts though, his poor mental state and low self-worth was apparent throughout the show, despite him making jokes about it.
But I hate going to grocery stores because I feel like 20 minutes after I walk in, I'm going to have a damn panic attack. Because my whole life, I've always been, one of the biggest people everywhere I've been. Then you add the fake leg into it. I'm a 6'4" bald iron. Of course, people are all over.
Despite the rough start, which included overeating and heavy drinking, which is already a sign of poor mental health, LB actually made incredible progress on his weight loss journey. In 10 months, he lost 62 pounds.
Yeah, man. Alright, lost 102 pounds over the last year. Yeah. That's fantastic. I'm proud of you. I can't thank you enough for giving me the tools I needed. So my whole outlook's changed. I know for sure I never want to be the person I used to be when it comes to food or alcohol. I never want to fall back into that.
And LB achieved his goal of actually being able to run again in what seemed to be one of the greatest endings of a story in my Supercomic history. However, it would take a much darker turn. In August of 2018, at the age of just 30 years old, multiple news outlets reported that LB had taken his own life by the side of the road with a single gunshot. Before this, LB posted on his Facebook page that he needed to face his demons head on and thanked everyone for their support, which seems to me like a goodbye message to his fans. His family claimed that LB was a closed group, with his father claiming that LB wouldn't talk about his problems, but there were signs, and after his death, his family decided to sue Meg the Media, the production company behind My 600 Life. The lawsuit claims that after surgery, LB's life went downhill dramatically due to the rapid weight loss and lack of sufficient health care. LB's teeth became loose and some fell out, his vision became impaired, and he suffered from general malaise. All the while, he continued to suffer psychologically and physically. The show continued to pressure. Now, these claims come despite the family saying they didn't think anything was wrong with LB, which is slightly confusing, especially as the lawsuit also claims that LB was struggling financially due to Mega Media not covering his hospital bills. As a result, he was being contacted by debt collectors. Mega Media responded to the lawsuit, stating that the claims are without merit, false, and will be vigorously contested in court. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is the last time that this lawsuit has been mentioned. With this article being written in 2020, this wouldn't be the last lawsuit against Mega Media. There's 9 more previous patients filed suits against the show, which would be eventually consolidated into one major lawsuit. The first patients to file suit after LB's family, of course, was Maya, Gina, and Jean. You may remember from my previous video about her. Now, these 3 suits all alleged pretty much the same thing, and the trio went into the lawsuit all together, seeking damages of $1 million. They claimed the producers were negligent towards them, stating that the producers knew how risky rapid weight loss was and unhealthy eating habits were, yet pushed them in that direction with views. Now, as I've covered Jean before, I have to say, I don't feel like it seemed that she was being pushed to do anything. Jean was already living in the film, and it was the show that tried to pull her out of it. It seemed like Gina made the real shocking claim, as she alleges that the company actually forced her to eat large amounts of food on camera just to fit the narrative. Gina was already someone who refused to take accountability for her life, as when she was scheduled for weight loss surgery, the way before that, she actually gained 13 pounds, which led the doctor now cancelling the surgery. Gina was also shown just to be incredibly lazy and selfish throughout the episode.
Beth live with my mom, my sister, and the aunt and kid. And usually it's either my mom or my wife that eventually take it back. But I try to avoid it as much as I can. See? It works out. So I'll go in there and I'll get you one day to get that ready for you. You're welcome. But if my family starts to nag me a lot about it, I just rather not deal with everyone being upset with me, so I just do it.
Gina actually met a pretty unfortunate end too, as she died at the age of just 30 years old, which happened before the lawsuit occurred. Maya was the final of this trio, and she was actually also incredibly immature and had an awful attitude throughout her journey, letting everyone but herself. After she missed her way in our school, despite sat there weighing almost 600 pounds, she turned on her boyfriend, who had helped her throughout her entire journey.
And now I have a full.
Lawrence, how would you?
You're half an hour late.
Busy caseload.
One case is not a load.
So how are we doing on cut swabs? If there's a huge shortage, I can run home.
No, you couldn't.
So this plan is an open 21, the third copay.
Don't make this about me. This is your humiliation.
I'll do right a little effort.
Break, you hired me. You're a good doctor who couldn't get himself hired at a blood bank, so I got you cheap.
You gave me everything I needed for this one night. I gave you everything.
Stop staring at my ass. Not looking. Showing up at restaurants where I happen to be on a date. Fantasizing about me in the shower. That ship sailed long ago.
If you're still referring to your ass, I think that's super time to say that. Be more precise.
behind? Another outside photographer. Sorry, morning sickness. Touch the belly. It's the first time I've been here today. Come on, good luck. Get the kiosk behind the drum. So, what do you think? I think people are gonna get it. Juxtaposing a classic image of Americana. Oh, yeah. Everyone loves a good juxtaposition. You know what? You do this picture every day. Yeah. Love the Rocco. Okay, kill the house lights. Let's go. What's wrong with it? What? You can read that? Of course. You okay? No. I'm fine. I could be having a... What's the mnemonic? It's her face. It's my spot. What are you doing? Should really sit down. So I get some water. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? AST. Hurry, somebody. Hold on. Hi. Your house. Boss is important. What's so hard about being starved 2 minutes? Arms out in front of you. Okay, pizza. It's so easy, you should consider it. We change. Trying to come out. Dr. Mikeman tell you the clock is clear? Yes. Said you and the fetus are fine. Yeah. Did mention him pointing her drift. Yeah. So, thousands of photos of someone, only one has to look good. I mean, obviously my business. It's not about looking good. It's about always having things. You keep shooting until I can see this. Mine's okay. Mine's are gorgeous. That's the zone so hot. Microaneurysms predict further strokes. This is gonna happen again? Unless I can figure out the underlying cause. How about your cheeks? You can keep the air in. It's just weakness running the mouth. So what if you learn to self-diagnose a stroke? Oh, my baby's biological father is a neurologist. He once told me that a fast mnemonic could save my life one day. Interesting bad name. Most people go with husband or cookie. He's gay. Just a sperm donor. So when you turn it for a night, just straight for one date. He took a magazine and a cut into my bathroom. After my night apart. Different nights. I was sending Macman's discharge order. I laughed. He had to do some tests, take some more blood, empty your catheter bag. This is definitely different. It looks so much like he's carrying. Anything else? It's fuller. A diagnosis. Urinalysis revealed excessive protein in red blood cells. CAT panel showed creatinine level over 2.5. First she strokes, now her kidneys were shutting down. Why? Ultrasound showed no tumors or stones, no signs of renal distress, no urinary tract obstructions. BP is fine, no preeclampsia. Any of you guys have been to the Galapagos? Was our patient there? Dengue fever, avian pox, even West Nile. I'm looking for a vacation spot. Maybe we get vacation? Different from your current status. You're gonna do what? Relax? Visiting family. My uncle's giant turtle. What if the kidney failure came first? Kidneys
could have caused the stroke, not the other way around.
Kidneys don't often get stuck in the brain.
I'm saying it through a clot. Early symptoms of kidney failure. Nausea, vomiting, ankle swelling. She could have mistaken it for morning sickness.
Oh, it's way more likely to throw a clot in the kidney.
Echo was normal. History indicates no sign of cardiac problems.
Oh, but from what it's close to one knows that she has 6 cases of strep in her throat. That's the one up 10 inches above the one. But maybe for 6 cases of untreated strep.
She's prescribed antibiotics.
One takes them all. They stop and start feeling better. All strep is untreated strep. What happens when strep goes untreated? Leads to rheumatic fever, which leads to Cameron.
Mitral valve stenosis,
which is thickening in the valve of kidney. No. Kidney in a mitral valve will go look at the heart. Easy to find. Big red pumping thing about 10 inches below her throat.
that was weird.
It was the way he always is.
Which is weird. Very still, Emma. Sorry. No problem. I noticed with your hand up my shirt, it's not a reaction. That's what the vacation is.
Yes, the pain of losing him is obviously forcing him away. Colonel Sluss visually.
Snowy has just left this sled. He's gotta be planning something.
Maybe he just doesn't give a crap. General Sluss.
I think he just stole into that closet. He knew we were there, and he wanted us to know that he knew.
Or you wanted him to know, now he does, and you're annoyed because he doesn't care. Right there. Transaxio Slice, costs 5 points per pound.
It's big.
Obviously it is, because it did. House is running. Valve in your heart narrowed, caused a clot which led to a stroke, and the reduced circulation caused problems with the kidneys.
And lethal friction. The balloon will force the valve back a little bit, and he'll be fine. Can I do this really soon?
It's very mild, there really is no risk to the fetus.
We'll monitor your baby's heart rate separately. We won't allow us to increase anywhere near dangerous. It'll be fine. Go ahead, Dr. King. Start
I want to lay over in Frankfurt, Taipei, Singapore, or London, Ontario. That's why I asked for a direct flight contact. Part of it did not land. Doesn't matter what I answer. Fine, the light will hold.
Can you tell Connie to stop interfering?
It's her job. What's new? The news is Emma's heart is fixed. Bad news is it's not her underlying problem. The kidneys are still burning. Vacationing in Camp Bodie, you gotta unwind and kill it. Fish this big. Found a giant catfish when he was 6. I thought the catfish couldn't be endangered. That's why it's my last chance to catch one. Mitral valve and properly fixed, the kidney should be getting better, which leads to the conclusion that you just screwed up the procedure.
You screwed up the diagnosis. Mitral valve thickening was so insignificant it probably wasn't the cause of the kidneys or the stroke. Probably never would have been a problem.
She needs dialysis. There are only a few possibilities. Now she's pregnant. Preeclampsia, we eliminated it before. She's the proteinuria, low platelets. What else?
Hypoperfusion. The fetus is basically a parasite, stealing nutrients, minerals, blood.
Or telemetry. When the pregnancy is irrelevant. Could be infection, sepsis, HUSDTP. A cholesterol embolism is just as likely. Tiny particles of cholesterol run down, plug up the small vessels, and begin to smear and ultrasound vessels for plaque.
That's it. It has to be one of those 5.
You know what would be better? You can narrow it all the way down to 1.
She's 0 for 5.
The differential is wrong, or she's faking it. Kidney failure has to be precipitated by the fire we've already ruled out. The body only has so many ways of screwing with the kidneys. The labs must be wrong. We did the labs. No one else had access. Not quite true.
You put all your patients through this very test or just the important ones?
We can explore all possibilities.
And
Eliminated all possibilities.
you're telling me that I'm no idea why.
Your body is functioning properly.
It's why the kidneys.
The other body isn't. There's something wrong with the fetus. rookies running things, bound mistakes. Kids playing the tracks, they electrocuted. Before you know it, trains would back up all the way to Berlin. You get a bunch of angry Germans with nowhere to go. We all know that ain't good for the Jews. So who are the Jews in this movie? A few things can happen when he's in distress. Miscarriage, stillbirth, very sick baby, or on rare occasion, time bomb. Kills mom while it's dying. Good news is, here's the fetus, mom gets better. Diagnostic equivalent of a 2-for-1 sale.
I read the outcome of Mare syndrome is almost always unfavorable.
Favorable. The doctors speak for dead baby. Should be less upset if you phrase it nicely. We can tell them the truth. It should be fine as soon as we diagnose a person who weighs about 1 pound. Can't touch it, can't ask where it hurts, can't see it. There exist giant machines that look at human skin. Mare syndrome has a limited number of known causes.
Tachyarrhythmia, fetal anemia, placental chorea
All of which are fixable. Right? Also, we trisomy 13, Epstein's anomaly, aneurysm of Galen's vein, and Dr. Storm Cloud rained all over the differential. Heart's easiest to see, easiest to fix. We start there. Mom's MRI to look at the fetus's heart. It was in the range, but blurred. The fetus was moving all over the place. We need another scan. Yeah. We just asked the fetus to lie very, very still. I'm going to paralyze it.
You want a paralyzed and a clothed baby?
Let me guess. Cameron.
Cameron and Chase, both of them.
No, Cameron. Concerned. This Chase is agreeing with her because he didn't want to lose his all access pass for the love of rock.
Sleeping together?
If by sleeping together you mean having sex, the janitor's positive.
Here?
No, the janitor's positive at the local high school. Two tight dance. Get one of those camera phones because I got a MySpace account.
I will deal with them after I deal with you.
Let's gossip some more. I'm sure she's in a bond.
Paralyzing a 1-pound baby risks damaging.
Not paralyzing the baby risks not getting a clean MRI of its heart, which we need to save its life, which we need to do to save Maddie's life.
We need to get her consent.
Not shouldn't be too hard. Sign here, or you and your baby both die.
I'm going with you.
Oh, good.
You said sedation was risky. This sounds insane.
Injection. The umbilical cord.
The baby will feel
Fetus. Lowering expectations. The works here and updates. Benefits outweigh the risks. The paralytic will wear off in an hour. Okay?
must be easier to hear you might die than the baby might die. But if there's anyone I would trust to save my baby, Dr. House. MRI results back. The fetus is a heart structure, so house bladder. It's 4 times normal size. The bladder's so engorged, it's taking up the whole torso, squeezing all the other organs. There's no room for the lungs to develop. Baby has a lower urinary tract obstruction. We can fix that by inserting a shunt. I'll get that in a minute. Are you taking over the case? House won't care. He has his diagnosis. Dr. Cameron. David Chase can only end in one of 2 ways. House told you. We get married and live happily ever after. Or somebody gets hurt, and you 2 can't work together, and I have to fire somebody. I would hate to see my personal life become such a burden to you. Challenge this for your own good. So we're gonna have the same conversation with Chase for his own good. Chase is the one that's gonna get hurt here.
There's only room for one. Like, switch over.
My social life is my social life.
Couldn't agree more. What goes on in the privacy of the janitor's closet is nobody's business.
She told me to end it. Is that what you want?
That's the open should fire away.
Doing?
Try to avoid altitude sickness. Couldn't score a direct flight to Cambodia, so I decided to scale Argentina. Must not acting by walk.
Perfect, except for the fact that you can't walk.
There's a private
but Kobe idiots who actually carry the others. Insane. And you send the chamber to low pressure instead of high. Then our air builds up extra red blood cells, creates capillaries. 4 days in here, I can stay myself 6 weeks in base camp. Where's my MRI?
There's the blockage in the urinary tract. Simple terms, your baby can't pee. His bladder is swollen and it's crushing his lungs.
Okay, fix it.
We can insert a small tube in the baby's bladder that makes the urine come out straight through his belly for the duration of the pregnancy. The bladder decompresses, and the lungs will be able to develop more. When the baby gets better, he should be better. First, we just have to do a test to determine whether the baby's kidneys are functioning properly.
And what if they're not?
If they're already too damaged, then it's really nothing we can do. If this doesn't work out, we always try again.
I miscarried twice when I was married. After the divorce, I tried in vitro about 4 times. I'm 42. So, just not meant to be.
What are you doing?
You're trying to be smart. I'm trying to you.
You don't have to be smart.
Right, much tighter ass. Think every day should be naked Thursday or something. Why? It's also bladder time.
Not back yet.
Inconclusive.
You think my diagnosis is wrong?
Fetus says pee and amniotic fluid should be low. It's not. It's fine.
Doesn't mean I'm wrong. Or just maybe caught the obstruction early.
Either way, test for urine. Like sitting in that bladder for weeks. That's my daddy always said. Stale pee is useless pee. Just as useless. Old urine drops down the kidney right after the first tap. It's all packed up. Bladder tap number 3. Freshest it's been find out it's been fighting chance.
2 more tests.
Since when does the Dean of Medicine run bladder tests?
She's an important patient.
She takes pictures. Or because she's you. Well, 40th single. Using a turkey baster as a last gasp of motherhood. I want to make sure she succeeds. So you still have hope. Like be a good doctor if you're not objective.
Too fat.
I don't want it.
Why did you say all that stuff?
To humiliate you.
You're taking the case back.
I don't want it. The diagnosis is right. I want to go on vacation.
Go on vacation after you've cured her.
Good news. Fetus's urine had appropriate levels of protein and electrolytes. Those kidneys unmatched.
Wow.
We're going to put the shunts in. Your baby's lung should have more of it grow, and your symptoms should go away.
But it still need surgery? After it's gone?
That's when we'll remove the blockage. You'd be the only mother on the planet who appreciates the value of a red diaper.
I'm keeping a visual memory book of this entire surreal process, and it's the best part of the story so far.
Yeah, sure. What did you tell Liz?
She did the second bladder test.
She could be. It's all that work out, maybe.
Maybe I'll see her afterward. I'm alright, right?
That's not the way you're looking at it.
Should in the right position. Just try to decompress.
Not affection. Did I say anything else about us?
I didn't care about his reaction. You want to make him jealous?
John,
Fire him just because we're together.
not together, and the house can do whatever it wants.
Sweet baby. Just find him. Sorry. Your stomach's killing me. Keep your eyes on him. Emma's jaundiced. Her liver's shutting down.
Fingers. Just put my trip to Johnson straight.
But you're planning out whatever in Argentina.
Apparently, I had to live with the Macoute Indians for 20 years before they considered me an elder. Decided to go kayaking and working instead. No legs required. Yet, you put your case back in the ensemble. Priest ISC, ILT, and a Billy Ruby's off the charts. This is live. We diagnosed a lower urinary tract obstruction because we saw one. Well, that's not the whole story. But the little virus hiding something. The reason for the mirror syndrome. Looked under its bed. Checked its diary. It's not GU. Could be the heart. Plastic left hearts. There were no structural problems.
We won't be able to get a good book to develop. But we reach.
Sure, they're gonna last weeks. We wanted to. Terminal mirror syndrome has one surefire cure. Deliver the fetus. That's not viable in 21 weeks. You'll kill the baby. Fetus.
Semantics make you feel better. Pretend it's not a person.
Can't play catch. Didn't take pretty pictures. Who wants to tell her? Swollen bladder was not the only problem. Inside, determining. Can't you do that? Respiratory machines. You know what's wrong? We can't. Won't matter. Fetus is still. It's 2 weeks away from your Bible. Put it through this year. 2 more weeks. You're on dialysis for your kidneys. Your kidneys can wait. They don't make dialysis for your liver. You're not gonna make it 2 more days. You're not gonna let it kill the baby. It's killing you. I'm not having it. It's not a baby, it's a tumor. I understand dying for a cause, sacrificing the life of the child I live, but that's not the choice here. Either it dies or you both die. Or you fix him and we both live. I can't fix it. Scheduling a DNC. I won't consent. So you have 2 days to figure it out. Her kidneys are almost irreparable. She's developed a severe DIC. You have to force her to terminate.
Did you give corticosteroids to speed the baby's lung development?
No. I dropped an ambulance just to prevent lung development. Trying to extinguish the human race 1 fetus at a time.
Give the lungs more time to expand so you can see inside them, see if they're the problem.
My real patient is dying. I wouldn't advise her to buy any bananas. Fetus is nothing more than a parasite at this point. Removing it is an instant cure.
You're not going to get Emma to see it that way. She's probably already named the baby, read in books, had conversations with her.
You get it. She'll listen to you.
No.
Let this woman refuse to terminate if you're helping her commit suicide. It's her doctor who recommended she was against suicide.
If the baby had a doctor, I think she would recommend exhausting all possibilities before taking its life.
Then she'd be an idiot.
Too bad she's your boss. What if our original assumption is wrong?
It isn't.
If we assume she doesn't have Meyer syndrome, then terminating her pregnancy isn't going to help the liver at all.
You eliminated all other possibilities. Fetus is hydropic and in distress. Emma's kidneys and liver are failing. The diagnosis is solid. Wow. The ass kisser woman breathing. Must be wronger than I thought.
Fine. Let's assume she had Meyer syndrome, but we fixed it when we fixed the baby's bladder. That means that her failing liver would be completely unrelated. If it is, we can fix it. And we don't have to terminate.
So her theory is that her patient's liver problems were just a giant coincidence.
It's not a surprising coincidence. Pregnant women can develop liver problems. If this is the case, we can actually do something here. Don't you guys think that's worth exploring? Acute fatty liver and pregnancy have the same symptoms. Thank you.
Brown noser. Viral hepatitis. Helps in her. Oh, sticking up your girlfriend. Says shit. Yeah. He's not joking. She's going through all this. She
through anyone.
Look,
This kid probably wait until after the biopsy of his liver, right?
can't. Her platelets are too low. Once we pierce her liver, it'll be next to impossible to stop.
Come in from above. Instead of going straight into her abdomen, go into the veins in her neck. Transjugular hepatic biopsy. If the liver starts to bleed, it'll bleed right back into her own veins. When did you start your vacation now?
The guide wire through the right internal jugular vein. So, sleep lab. And Cameron not sleeping. Seriously. She's only dying to my house jealous. What are you doing? Kidding? Pushing inferior to indicating so better not hurt her. She already has a big problem. She does. You obviously care very deeply about her. Protecting her, protecting myself. Ruben loves seeing Cameron. More unbearable than she is now. Through the bag, man. Alright, we need him. Hurry, it's like, get out of it. This is my latest stroke of it. No contractions. Preterm labor. Not to be released. We were able to control the preterm labor with contractions that subsided.
And the liver biopsy was negative. This is definitely nerve syndrome. Her baby's doing this to her.
We're out of options.
Did the biopsy cause the preterm labor, or did it happen on its own?
It doesn't make a difference.
Preterm labor could be a new symptom. New information gives us new theories. Isn't that how it works?
Not in this case. Body's trying to do what you refused to. Get the baby out and save it.
Patient's transaminases are 10 times normal. The liver's on the verge of shutting down completely. A torch test could...
We don't have time for more tests. We have to turn the patient down.
Let's work faster. Medicine doesn't work faster just because you hope real hard. It helps to see what the baby's been hiding. The only organ we haven't been able to look inside is its lungs. The problem must be in
We
there.
haven't been able to see inside because they're underdeveloped. We've already got our own corticosteroids, but it'll take weeks.
Then let's drown them in corticosteroids. Multiple courses. Speed up their development.
Giving the baby more than one course will suppress adrenal gland function, have long-term adverse effects on fetal organ development.
Worse than death. Emma's already at lytics. The combination could put her into pulmonary edema. But just kill her faster. It's the only chance we have to see inside those lungs. We're just gonna have to make the baby better faster than we make Emma worse. Come on, this is the kind of thing House does every day.
House thought we should terminate 6 hours ago.
I'll do it myself. Anybody gonna stop her?
Stopping the madness is her job. Somebody's gotta be cutting.
All right. You were all right. Now the mom's lungs are shutting down. She's dying faster than the baby's lungs will grow. To stop the corticosteroids.
Spoken to the family?
The family she's in, that baby.
Well, he's biased.
Yes.
I supposed to terminate?
I mean, if he didn't, if he shared my position, what do you think he would do?
He wouldn't share your opinion. He'd be objective.
Prioritizing problems.
He'd terminate.
He wouldn't be afraid of squaring with her lungs. There was a bigger issue.
There is no bigger issue. She needs her lungs.
Not right now. She's already on a respirator. The machine is breathing for her. I can do whatever I want to her lungs. If you're playing catch in the living room, if you break your mother's vase, you may as well keep playing catch. The vase is already broken.
Yeah, except that room can't breathe without that vase.
Figure that one. It worked.
What worked?
I got the baby's lungs to expand. We should be able to figure out.
That's on its way. It's back.
I have a whole new appreciation for what you do. How hard it is to believe that everyone around you is telling you that you're wrong.
Most of them are idiots.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
You're not objective. You're not an idiot. Lungs are still 2 weeks away from being viable.
Big enough for a diagnosis.
Tissue buds are new. Bronchopulmonary sequestration. Diaphragmatic eventration.
I was thinking bronchogenetic cyst or bronchial intrusion.
Lungs. CK.
Look at that. Thought you started your vacation.
Somebody had to save our boss's rotundous ass. Latest MRI is slow. Small buds in the lungs can indicate thanks. Got that multiple choice. That worked out. Question is, how do we pick between A, B, C, D, and none of the above?
Portable MRIs in the room if they're current.
This one's so tiny, an MRI details we need. What would we do if this patient were not just a tadpole? If he was an actual person.
He is a person.
Thanks for playing. 10 at the 1 pound dump. Forget the mom, forget the wound, placenta. How would we get a better look at what's in the lungs?
Shows esophageal echo.
Can't access this esophagus. High resolution CT could give us a clear image. Radiation for a 1 pound person. You can't just shoot everything down. Jeez. You got me. Come on, Marty. Ventilation diffusion scan would be next. Get a fetus to breathe in a radioactive isotope. Idiot. If it were really a person and we had no other options, we'd do an exploratory surgery. Cut into his chest and have a look. Let's do that. You're the one who insists we treat it like a person. I'll put it back when I'm done. Me again. Friendly neighborhood belly squirter. You can do open fetal surgery. Open the uterus, cut out the fetus, and look around. You can't talk, so you look petrified. Sad.
The umbilical cord won't be cut. During surgery, your body will basically serve as the baby's heart-lung machine. Find what's wrong, fix it.
You don't lower expectations when you want them to do something.
She should know what she's facing. This is incredibly dangerous. It risks both your lives. The only reason why we're suggesting it is if there's nothing else we can do.
You all here for the fetal surgery? We are way over capacity. Mind each other's personal space. There are sharp implements in the room, like this one. The uterus is fully exposed. We're in. Start draining the amniotic fluid. Never suck beer out the bottom of a keg. You got a collar stuck in the neck.
still sucks.
Just realized I forgot the Tito alien.
Your heart. Good. Stats are stable.
Position for the incision. I see 3 well-defined lesions. It's definitely CCAM. We should be able to resect them. Too long, she said.
Fire team. Clear.
Clear. My case system panel is like.
Fine. And I'm going again. Clear.
Surgery's not doing this to our fetuses.
Step away half. Going again.
Save her. I'm in the anchor, holding her down.
Keep going. You're going to let you keep it. Clear. Clear.
Heart rate's returning.
Continue a little bit. My kidneys, liver, and lungs are all fine. Just
It's like that. It's amazing. It's amazing. Blonde your baby's inheritance.
my baby.
Thing in your belly. Kill you.
Never come.
Baby. Big pain.
Okay, y'all, we gotta get into Justin Bieber. So Justin Bieber, he just had a surprise drop. He dropped his album at midnight, and I will say, I know like Justin Bieber, he's like a true artist. I know he really loves music, and I've seen videos. Y'all know some of the videos that went viral that wasn't good videos, you know. But I've seen videos of him in the studio, and I know the viral videos of him like rapping and freestyling, right?
There are nearly.
I'm so excited to finally show you this movie.
Don't worry, I'm not crazy. This lady is an actor. I don't just prank a random movie. No. I'm gonna prank the biggest one. I'm sneaking into a preview of one of the most anticipated movies of the decade and picking some of the biggest celebrities in the world, thinking that I'm part of their movie. So much so that I ended up giving a speech in front of all of them. This video got me in so much trouble that I can't even tell you what the film was. But let's just call it Adventures Doomsday. I'm literally risking jail time uploading this. So the question is, why am I doing it? Because of this man right here. Oh, hi guys. This is Tudo, a 52-year-old aspiring YouTuber. I met him a year and a half ago while filming a YouTube video of my own when he had just 300 subscribers.
I'm very new. I don't know much about people. I'm happy with to have more subscribers because I have only 300 subscribers. You're for people.
He was the loveliest guy and so passionate about YouTube, so I decided to shout him out.
I don't have no words to say.
And as a result of this, he ended up on 40,000 subscribers. And then Tudor shocked me as he revealed to the world the real reason why he wanted to become a YouTuber so badly.
I become a YouTuber it's not because of me. I'm honest, guys, because of my son. Since last year, 2 years now, asked me why I don't become a YouTuber like these guys. You want this bottom plate? I tell you, bro, my job is to do what you have to be. Maybe when this 2 years ago, we discovered very bad rules. My son have a bone cancer, so I started to take the gun. I was recovering very good, very well. I want to make my son happy. Maybe next year, 2 years, I can have 100,000 subscribers, so I will give you the bottom plate.
Me, this was all very shocking, and I had no idea about any of this. His family had clearly been through so much, and I'm just thankful that he's now recovering. I just thought it was the most amazing thing that this man dedicated so much time to become a YouTuber, just to get 100,000 subscriber plaque out of pure love for his son. And over the months, I kept seeing Tudor on his grind to reach his goal. So when Tudor finally hit 100,000 subscribers recently, I wanted to give him the biggest celebration possible. Hello, my friend. Great to see you. You know the time we met on the street, that's amazing. I even met the big man David, Tudor's son. He wanted to see your dad on YouTube. And you wanted to see him do the craziest videos on YouTube. That's what you wanted to do. If I take Tudor back there, and then take one of the craziest YouTube videos, what would you think of that? Yeah, good. So the promise was made. David had asked to see his dad on the craziest video ever, so I had to work out what that would be. But lucky for me, in a few months there was a preview event at one of the biggest cinemas in the most famous movie location in London, Leicester Square, for the most anticipated movie around, Avengers Doomsday. I'm pranking this event, I'm hoping, would be a big enough video for David. I snuck into my first share of events in my time on YouTube, including a red carpet premiere, but this was a whole new level of difficulty, especially since Tudor had no sneaking experience at all. So this was going to need a huge plan, so it was time to go. Before I left, I played a quick game of hide and seek with Tudor's kids, David and Miriam, and Tudor himself. And then said goodbye, as we had a plan to pick up. Over the next few months, I went and studied every single inch of this cinema. I needed to know the building like the back of my hand, so I located the best hiding spots and worked out the best way to infiltrate the event. There was no room for failure. Tudor. Sorry, this is so late and mysterious. This is going to be the greatest sneaking plan you've ever seen in your life. Yes, I'm very excited. We're going to start with step one. To get into this place, you need a pass. Now, I've got an inside man who I got to apply as a freelance cameraman who has a pass. So I've replicated his passes. Right? Yes. I know it's absolutely mental, but don't worry, that's fine. If we get our pass scanned, then my friend's going to get in trouble. Yeah. So we're going to arrive about 4 hours before the premiere with me in a box. You're going to push me in because if they see me, they might start thinking, oh, that's that guy. They're not yeah. We've got a box filled with popcorn, which is what you're going to make it look like you're pushing in. Which brings us to step two. I'm going to need you to grab some food. Look, I won't have that diet. It's okay for me. It's not okay for me because we're going to hide in the toilet for about 3 hours. You're going to get changed out of your uniform and into your smart suit. Which brings us to step three. We're going to walk the red carpet together. Yes. Yeah? Yes. If we can get some level of interview, that would be sick. Because there's always interviews on the red carpet. Yeah. You should pretend to be a producer. Yeah. I'm a film producer. I come from how's the process of producing this movie? Is that a good process? Yes. There we go. That brings us to step four. We're going to have to work out a way to get into the VIP room from the red carpet. I think we've got it. Oh, come on. For me, this is nothing. It's just a joke. For me, I expect something more stronger than this. Couldn't believe how confident Tudor was. So then that brings us to step five. Okay. Stephen will give a speech in front of some of the biggest celebrities in the world and trigger them to believe that we're part of the movie. And just like that, we have a crazy YouTube video to make your Sunday bit happy. This is the perfect way to celebrate 100,000 subscribers. This is our celebration for you hitting 100,000. I'm celebrating you. But Tudor, this video is all about you. Oh, thank you very much. Tudor was ready, he knew the plan, and by the sound of it, he was ready to act. And he headed home for some sleep before the big day.
I'm in a very busy Leicester Square where today there is a huge preview red carpet event happening for
Adventures Delay.
the hundreds of fans that are gathering here today are going to look for a glimpse of their favourite stars. And they're also going to go through to find out more about
That's the whole basis of our plans by heading to sweat. There it is. There it is. The children and guys in general security found an alien in the back of the cinema. So we can begin step one. I'm going to go into this box. Remember to that, no matter what, you're meant to be here. You're meant to be here. Never tell them that we're sneaking in. We deny. I won't deny. Oh, hi. Ain't got no more. Would have been crazy. To the help of me, this is not even though we were there hours and hours before the event actually started, there were still a few security guards examining who was coming in and out of the cinema. So I had to put my faith between us and handle it and not panic at the first early. All you had to do was hold it down. I think we need literally opened up the box and looked through the fan. The only thing stopping my cup from being blown was a couple bags of popcorn. One small movement for myself exposed us before we even got started. Okay. Now scanning the box. If this security system finds me, this whole thing is over. Somehow we got past the first line of security, which is unreal. We head into the building, we can now see what we're doing. 5 floors, we were pretty much sitting on the ground floor. We walked in ready for the beginning of step 2 of the plan. Worldwide. Also, in a regional card, it's a physical card in seconds. You spend it with a virtual one while you're in Facebook. Plus, you can split those with friends. Real life isn't so to pay you back. Did you get that too? Yes, I did. So, if you're in the UK, US, or Australia, then you can check out the link below. Use your card and get £20, $20 US, 40 Australian dollars. That's enough to cover up a trip to the cinema. To the This was the tutor on the link down below. Thanks to Revoluters, that whole meal was covered by them and them alone. But now we have to go to a place that we can fit. And more importantly, hide out until the red carpet event starts. From my prior research, the bathroom on the top floor had a least footfall. For that, it's where we need to go. You're to the top floor to start the next part of step 2. Hiding in that toilet, it was vital that we got in here undetected as my face is linked to the kid. So if they saw me, it would have been over.
This is the body of a guy that started to take steroids after training for 9 years to get to this. He just bought his abs from the surgeon. The world has lost hope. Big Sean ab implants. Are you kidding me? I mean, it was bad enough with Drake. The world calling him out. What's with the BBL? What's with the mommy makeover? Isn't it obvious? And so I'm afraid the bar has been lowered so bad that in 2025, if you have any sign of abs whatsoever, well, you probably got it through surgery. You probably paid for it. It's Ozempic, or it had to be from steroids. Perhaps I'm to blame. The Natter Knots Undone, the video on Drake, the videos on the Liver King. And so maybe I'm to blame. But let's examine this. Big Sean, Turk with you. So he apparently doesn't Turk at the gym either. He just bought his abs from the surgeon.
Big Sean is getting accused of having ab implants. So I'm going to tell you whether or not I think these little things are real or fake. This video is going all around the internet because he seems to have extremely defined abs sitting on top of a bubble gut. Look at this.
The bar has been lowered so bad in 2025 that this is considered to be extreme ab definition. The funny thing is, if it was on a fitness influencer, you'd be calling him fat. You're like, hey, bro, Alex, you letting your diet slide? When are you going to get on that red tube truck? You've let yourself go. This physique is mid. Trust me. Everyone would be saying it, but when it's on a singer, broken rap, I'm Turk. You can't have abs. I mean, what is wrong with society?
Hot take, but untrained skinny bodies are so attractive.
Untrained skinny bodies. And so if you have abs, you're an untrained skinny body. But if you have abs and a little bit of muscle, well, it's surgery, it's steroids, or what else could it be? Turk. It's got to be the Turk. Guys, if you're on Turk Platinum and Turk Builder Max, you could take one of each. You could take one or the other. Trust me, the world is going to accuse you of being a big natty after all. How is it possible to have abs and muscle at the same time? Well, I'll tell you. It's Turk. You've all seen the Sharmuta crab and the lobster.
I've seen this. This guy doesn't clown on social media. He's just like a salesman, super hardball. Yeah, I was saying like farmer room, just like telling him.
He has specifically stated how what he is doing is a crime.
I don't want to get in trouble. I fucked up. I mean, or taking the risk of going to jail, being labeled a sexual predator. I could take care of that, man. I know they call you burrito, but like, this is the burrito right here. It's like, do you believe in Jesus? Whenever they ask you questions, just be truthful and honest. Do you want to be judged by men or judged by God? Go to hell and go to hell. Wow. Back to a brand new episode of Watch. I'm your host, DeMarcus Cousins III, or DeMarcus Hanson for short. And today, we're catching another robot spread. Period right there. Her name is Daniel, Allen, Wando, Brando. I don't know, man. All I